Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 202 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. It is a day later than I usually post. It is Sunday, March the 10th, 2024. I typically post my videos on Saturdays, but we were traveling this past week and we didn't get home until, by the time we got home, had a bite to eat for supper, and I got settled in. It was getting closer to 6 o'clock in the evening, and I thought I'd zero daylight by that time. It was dark, or too dark to film. I had nothing for light. So I thought I'm just going to wait and get it done on Sunday. This looks like it's slanting. Oh well. Yeah, I'll leave it alone. Pretend that my bookshelf's not tipping sideways. Maybe my camera is tipping sideways. Nah, I'll quit horsing around with it. Anyway, if you're a new viewer, you're probably wondering what on earth you're getting yourself in for. I'm just kidding. If you're a new viewer, it's snowing. What on? Oh man, we've got snow coming down. The wind was in the forecast, the snow was not. Can you I don't know if you can see the snow. Oh my gosh, all bets are off what today's episode's gonna be like, guys. Anyway, where was I? I got distracted by snowflakes. Good grief. Anyway, if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. This episode should settle into something a little bit more normal soon, I hope. We'll see. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back for another week to see what I've been up to. I'm so happy to have everyone here spending a little bit of time with me. I hope you brought a beverage with you. I've got a leftover Diet Coke from lunchtime. After we got home from church, we went out for lunch, brought home some leftover Diet Coke. And so let's get the show on the road. So, took me 3 minutes just to say hello. And I thought it might be a shorter episode today. Oh boy, oh boy. Anyway, so this week has been a monogamous knitting week for me. I have a grand total of 1 project to show you. That's all that I've worked on all week, plus a day. I filmed last Saturday, and since Saturday, I have cast on the first round pair of socks for Sock Madness 18, and those are the I Walk the Line socks, and this is a pattern by Shuyi Wu, and they are really, I love them. I love them. Sock number 1 is finished. I don't know if you can see the shadow knitting kind of effect on this. So 1 sock is done. I'll show you the progress I have on the second sock. I'll show you that in just a couple minutes. But that's where we are so far. 1 sock is done. These probably should fit me, although the leg is probably going to be too long for my fat little leg. That's not a fat little leg, it's a fat leg. But these are done in 2 colors. They are both colors I dyed myself. So when I filmed last week, I was showing you my different color options. I had dyed, I think 7 skeins of yarn, 6 or 7 skeins of yarn. And I settled on this combination. The brown and this kind of minty green color. And I love how they're working together. So I used 2.25 millimeter needles. I am knitting the size medium, which is a 72 stitch design. That's the 72 stitch, the medium is the minimum size requirement. I did the exact minimum number of rounds that needed to be done. So there's a certain number of rounds of the green brown 4 repeat pattern till you got to the heel flap and heel turn. Then there's a certain number for the decreasing, and then you continue on, and it works out that you have from the top to the bottom you have 32 or 34 round repeats plus one more of color number 1. So there we have it. So that is the first of the 2 socks. The second sock is in my little dodgy project bag that I made a while back for myself. I still have to get around to making some more of these. So the second sock is well underway. So the leg is finished. Heel flap and heel turn is done. The gusset decreasing is completely done. And from where the marker is, you need to do 10 on my size. There's 10 of the 4 round repeats. So again, before I start that coughing fit, from the marker here, you need 10 4-row repeats. And I have finished 5. So I'm halfway through the last part of the foot, and then I have the toe and Bob's your uncle. The second sock is done. Now I have a sneeze. Just one. There probably will be a second sneeze coming. Anywho, so the second sock is probably about at least 3/4 done. I have 5 times 4, 20 more rounds to do on the foot plus the toe. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that I will actually be able to finish these today. I might actually be able to finish them today. I have a few school things to get done later this afternoon, early evening, and otherwise I have no other commitments. So I'm even foregoing my Sunday afternoon nap so I can get the filming done and keep knitting on my socks. It has been monogamous knitting this week. I've knit on since I signed off last week on my podcast. I have not knit on anything else. That's been it. It's the only thing I've touched is my Sock Madness round 1. And I am thoroughly enjoying this knit. I'm paying attention every second round. I'm doing a quick double check to make sure that I have each of the little components done. Make sure that my little purl rows are in the right places for the green and the brown colors. And it's been a fun knit. It's been a really fun knit. I probably would have finished sooner, but we've been out of town this past week, and I'll talk about that. Well, actually, that's about it for knitting content today. I'm just going to natter on for a while more about just life things and what we've been up to the last while. So, as I was saying, we were traveling and out of town for most of the past week. We left on Monday and just came home yesterday late afternoon. Saturday afternoon. So I was on spring break from work, so we had no classes, no work commitments. So typically during spring break, the hubby and I have a little mini getaway. We either rent a cabin someplace and stay there, or we go someplace and do a bunch of things. This year was a year we went out and did a bunch of things. So we hightailed it out on Monday. The hubby had a meeting, a work-related meeting at 9:30 in the morning. So we went to that meeting with him. I just sat in the car and knit. I was happy with that. And once that was done, we hit the road. Our first stop was in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. And we got to our hotel about, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We just kind of vegged out at the hotel, went out for supper, or just not out, we just went to had supper at the hotel. And Tuesday morning, and I knit, of course. I did the driving, so I didn't get any knitting time done while traveling. I like to do the driving. So, and the hubby is a fantastic navigator, so it works well. So Tuesday morning, we had our breakfast. Then we went and checked out. There was a record store the hubby wanted to check out. It is apparently the oldest record store in the United States. It has been operating as a record store for 92 years. And this store was jam-packed full of records. There were more 45 albums than I've ever seen in one place in my life. They were just shelf after shelf after shelf. It was floor to ceiling on both of the outer walls of this, like the side walls inside the shop. The guy was telling us that was just one of the floors. He said there's 4 more floors of records. There's hundreds of thousands of albums there. So we had a lot of fun just snooping around, looking at the stuff, talking with the guy who is running it now. I think it's the 2nd or 3rd generation. He's hoping to last at least 8 more years. He wants to get the record store to operate for 100 years. And I'm rooting for him that happens. It was a really cool place. I think it's called George's Song Shop. I'll put the name down here. And then we were going to go and check out the Johnstown Flood Museum. They were closed on Tuesday, so we couldn't go and see that, unfortunately. Had we known on Monday, it was open on Monday till 6 p.m. Had we known, we would have gone Monday evening or Monday afternoon after we got there, but we didn't know that. Oh well. So then after we finished with the record store, we went for lunch, and then we hopped back in the car, and away we went to Pittsburgh for the rest of the week. So we got to our hotel and just kind of vegged out there. The hotel, it's a brand new hotel. It's only about a year old. The room was really nice. We rented a suite, so there was like the living room or the bedroom area, and then there was a sitting area with a desk and a big sofa, a sectional corner sofa. So that works out really well. So if I go to sleep earlier, the hubby can watch TV and be in the seating area. When I get up earlier in the morning, he's still sleeping. I can go and do my knitting and turn the lights on in the part around the corner. So the hotel is attached to a casino, and neither of us we're not gamblers at all. But we went there several times, and we put in like $1 here and $1 there and we went several times over several days. So we lost a grand total of $24 and change. So we're not big gamblers at all. That took us like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It took us like 5 days we lost about $5 a day. Less than $5 a day between both of us. So we're not gamblers. But all the amenities are fantastic. So right close to the hotel is the Acrisure football stadium for the NFL, the football things where the Pittsburgh Steelers play. So we went on a tour there, and just by fluke we were the only 2 on the tour, so we had a private tour. So that was really cool. Our tour guide was really neat. He took us through different parts of the stadium, we got to go out and see what, like right close to the actual field. Saw the locker room, all kinds of displays they have up. It was a really cool tour. My hubby's a big football fan. This is U.S. football, not European football. So he's a big football fan. He loves football. I'm neither here nor there. I'm not really big into sports any which way. So anyway, so we did a tour there. We were right close to the Carnegie Science Center, so we went there a couple times. We saw a display they had on the Titanic. That was really, really fascinating. And we went to at the planetarium as part of the Science Center. We went to the planetarium for a Beatles music laser show. That was fun. And we were the only two at that, so we had a private showing. The guy that was running it was teasing us or joking around, saying, so, you just sit back, when he was doing his whole introduction thing. He was like, well, sit back, relax, and enjoy your private show. So it was a really cool show. It was a lot of fun. What else did we do? We did a lot, just sit back and relaxed. We just sat back and just relaxed. And I did a lot of knitting. As you can see, when we left on Monday, I think I had one leg was finished and I was just starting the second leg on Monday. So while we were away, I got the second leg completely done. Both heels, both gussets, and the first sock completely done while we were away. And this morning I got started on doing from after the gusset decreasing down on the foot. So that's what I've been working on today. So it's been monogamous knitting this whole week. And this week coming up, I'm really hoping I can get this done today, because this week is going to be busy. School's back in session again starting tomorrow morning. So I'll be back at work tomorrow, back for classes and all that good stuff. So that starts up tomorrow again. On Tuesday, between the hubby and I, we're going to be meeting ourselves coming around the other way. I have an appointment for a haircut on Tuesday morning. I'm getting kind of longer and shaggier. So I have an appointment Tuesday morning for a haircut, and then Tuesday afternoon I have a doctor's appointment. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before. I think I have. The last several times I've gone to see my regular doctor just for regular checkups, whenever he does the blood work, he's been noticing that there's been a trend that over time my red blood cell count and my hematocrit numbers have been increasing. Each time I see him. So he's decided it's time that I go see a specialist about this and find out if it's any kind of problem, or if it's no big deal. So that appointment is at 1:45 on Tuesday. The appointment's at 2. I go in at 1:45 to get all the insurance paperwork done and the new patient paperwork and all that stuff done. And then I see the hematologist at 2 o'clock. And they said that will be an hour appointment. So I'll get to spend a fair bit of time with her to talk about what's what. And find out if they think this is a problem or not, with the numbers slowly creeping up. So it's not really, really high, but the numbers are above normal. Like above whatever the threshold is for normal red blood cell count, I'm up here. So I'll get that checked on Tuesday. So I really am hoping that I have the socks done definitely before Tuesday. I am really hoping to have them done today. We shall see. And also, while I was away, my Real One mini yarn arrived. I haven't had a chance to open that up yet. Because like I said, we got home late yesterday. I was zombie tired. It was a 3.5-hour drive home. And it rained the whole way, going through the mountains. And I was road weary. And I was like, I I was going to film and I was like, no, I'm just too tired. So I will film opening my row 1 minis, and I'll post that video tomorrow morning. And I'll get this video, I'll get this posted later on this afternoon. So it's about 2:45 now that I'm finishing up filming. I'll get the editing done, get it posted up onto YouTube later this afternoon. So I apologize for the delay with the video coming out this week, but that's fine. So next week, I hope I can, I will be showing you my finished I Walk the Line socks. I don't think there's going to be any problem with me not advancing to round 2. In each team have 42 people in the first round that advanced to round 2. Our team has, I think, 52 or 53 people on it. When I last checked the count, there were 11 on my team that had finished their round 1 socks. So there's still lots of spots open on my team. So I'm not really worried that I won't qualify or won't make it to round 2. We'll see. I just don't want to leave the knitting on these socks for too many more days, just in case a lot of other people have a lot of time to knit on the weekend and get theirs finished. Probably not 30 odd people, but you know what I mean. So that's about it for this week. So I'll have my I Walk the Line socks done for next week. And I haven't decided what else I'm going to work on while I wait for round 2 to get going. Round 2 probably won't start before the weekend again, like next weekend. I think we have until Saturday, probably until Saturday, yeah, till sometime on Saturday, unless all the teams fill before early afternoon on Saturday. So I will get that done. I'll get those done. And I might work on and finish up my scrappy, the chickadee fiber art leftover socks. Maybe I'll work on finishing those. And I also hope to get more squares added to my Coziest Memory cardigan. So those will probably be the things I'll work on the most this week once the socks are done. Come back next Saturday and see what I actually did get done. So on that note, it's a slightly shorter episode today, even though I had almost no knitting to show you. Oh well. So anyways, I'll shut up. I'm gonna go get the editing done on here, and I will get this video up and posted for you guys to watch. Alrighty, take care everyone, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye.